WWE is back with Saturday night's main event. San Antonio, Texas is going to be the site for the second Saturday night's main event of this new era. Also a couple title fights to get ready for and all of that as well. So here is your Saturday night's main event preview. There's a contract signing with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. They were talking about an addendum in the contract, so these guys need to sign it with Shawn Michaels being there. It's in San Antonio. Shawn Michaels is tied with the ladder match. All three are going to be very entertaining talkers and all of that, so I'm sure we will get a fun segment. I'm interested to see what the addendum actually is, and what kind of comes out of it, because I'm sure it is going to be... I'm anticipating it being a pretty big, storyline thing to set up for the Royal Rumble next weekend. The singles match for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley defends against Nia Jax. They heated this thing up pretty quickly. I'm still a little underwhelmed by it. Like, we just had this a year ago. It doesn't feel like Nia has progressed enough as a character to really justify this again. Now, she has won a lot since then. And I think if you had a little bit more time to tell the story, you could tell that. Like, hey, I won the Queen of the Ring. I won the championship. And yet I still had everyone telling me how good you were. So now it's time for me to take you out. Instead of, I'm here and I'm mean and you're not, so I'm fighting you. So I wish there was a little bit more with that. The match itself, I think, will be fine. But I do not anticipate this being a real threat to Rhea Ripley's championship. Braun Strowman against Jacob Fatu. This match is going to be awesome. I cannot wait for it. I would assume Jacob Fatu gets the win to continue to build him as this Samoan monster. But I think that this should be like a video game. Everyone just goes crash, bang, boom, and we get a really fun matchup out of it. Singles match for the Intercontinental title. Bron Breakker defends his IC championship against Sheamus. I'm really excited for this match. Sheamus has had an awesome run here in this IC title era, pushing for it. Telling a pretty interesting story, like that's the only thing I haven't accomplished. This is what I really want to do. And every time he gets close to it, he doesn't quite get there. And Bron Breakker is just this arrogant badass who is telling him like, hey, you're not getting this. You're not, this thing right here, not touching it. Not a chance. And so I think, again, interesting story being told with that one. And I think they're going to have, again, to steal the term, banger. I think this is going to be a real banger of a match. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. But again, I just don't see the champion losing here. So I think Bron Breakker ends up getting the victory in this bout. And then we go to the singles match. For the World Heavyweight Championship, it is Gunther taking on Jey Uso. I think the very important part of this is making Gunther feel like a big deal. Wasn't featured on the first Netflix, wasn't featured on, I guess he was in the title match in Saturday night's main event, but he wasn't in the main event. And it was in a triple threat, and it was a lot more about the Judgment Day, than it was about him. So this, I think, one of the things that it needs to accomplish is make him feel like a big deal. So we'll see if they can do that here this weekend. But also, like from a match standpoint, because no one believes that Jey Uso is going to go in here and win this championship. So you have to get the crowd to believe at some point, even if it's only once, that Jey Uso is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. If you can get that, then you probably have a really solid match. So it is make Gunther feel like a superstar, make Jey Uso feel like a threat, and thus make him feel like a championship-level main event guy, and you'll have had a pretty successful night. Overall, it is obviously overshadowed by the Royal Rumble, and with everything that's been going on Netflix and everything like that, I am not anticipating a fantastic number for this when all is said and done, but I do think we have 4 or 5 very entertaining segments ahead of us here on Saturday night's main event, and that's kind of all you want from a fun network special like this leading up to the Rumble.